What's going on, guys? I hope everybody's doing great. So let's talk about some law enforcement stuff in this video. 3 things not to do when encountering law enforcement. Now, this doesn't just mean traffic stop. It includes traffic stop and other contacts as well, whether you're contacting them or they're contacting you. In general, people are uncomfortable when encountering law enforcement. People get nervous. This includes me and everybody else. And it is completely normal because a lot of times when we encounter law enforcement, things aren't good. There's some negative circumstances surrounding that. So it is completely normal, and people try to be comfortable with that by just doing a bunch of other stuff that's not necessarily good for people. So with that being said, let's get right into it. And I'm not going to bore you guys with some of the common stuff that you guys already know, like keep your hands on the steering wheel, or don't get out of the car, or don't make any sudden movements, etc. Anyways, let's get started. But before we do that, guys, if you like my content, if you'd like to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Comment, like, so I'll just continue making more content for you guys. Also, Instagram Copper Kaya. With that being said, number 3, don't name drop, guys. Cops do not like people just dropping names. You come across entitled. Like, hey, I know so-and-so, and you know this person. I used to work with that person. I'm the son of this person, wife or husband of this person. Maybe a politician or another cop, trooper, agent, or some business person.
Ma'am, I wrote you a citation
You're
for going...
writing me a ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know who my father is?
Why? Didn't your mother tell you?
You come across entitled and that you're supposed to, and you can do what you just did and get away with it because you just know people. Everything nowadays is recorded. So 2 things happen. Number 1, cops don't like that. You come across arrogant as well. Entitled, as I said, we don't like that. A lot of times that'll probably get you jammed up more, or just simply there won't be any discretion used on you. Maybe some special circumstances, okay, but do it at your own risk. I wouldn't recommend it. Another thing is everything is recorded nowadays. Body cams everywhere. Dash cams have been around for many, many years. So next thing you know, you're finding yourself on YouTube. Don't do that. We don't like people name dropping. Whatever you did, own up to it or keep your mouth shut. Deal with it. Move on. If you're going to involve the person that you want to involve, somebody who could possibly help you with that, maybe you can do that after the fact and see if that works for you. But on the side of the road, a lot of the times, we're not going to like that, and that may backfire on you. In fact, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I stopped a woman driving, riding the shoulder in Illinois on the interstate. Traffic is backed up big time. She just jumped on that right shoulder and just rode it for quite some time. So I stopped her and got her information. She was like, hey, do you know so-and-so? I was like, I don't. Another officer, Chicago police officer. I said, I don't. She's like, okay, I'm his wife, just to let you know. I said, okay. So I got her information. She's like, are you still going to write me? I said, well, I'm going to go back to my car. I'll be right back. Came back, wrote her 3 tickets. And the reason 3 tickets, I wrote her 3 tickets, she switched lanes, 2 lanes without signaling to jump on that shoulder and rode it for a while. So she got the signaling ticket. She got, and I didn't like it. I also didn't like her attitude. The way she was talking to me was like, hey, I'm some other officer's wife, so are you really going to write me? Like that. I didn't like that, so I threw her the improper lane usage ticket. I obviously wrote her for the shoulder riding, and also I wrote her for not having insurance. She didn't have one on her person. And she was upset with me that I wrote her a ticket because she's the wife of an officer and I did not extend the professional courtesy. And I simply told her, I was like, talk to your husband, see if you'd be okay the way you were driving. Don't do that. Anyways, let's move on to our number 2. Do not get into an argument on the side of the road with a police officer. That could be at a traffic stop. That could be a police officer coming to your house. And that could be you're going somewhere, get stopped on the street by a police officer. Guys, do not argue with police officers. Now, you may be 100% right, but arguing is not going to get you win that fight. You have to control your emotions, because if you actually control your emotions psychologically, you're going to send that signal to the officer that you're somebody who is calm and collected and intelligent. That's actually going to affect the way the officer is talking to you. Also, showing respect goes a long way. Police officers, yeah, they're bad apples everywhere. You're going to have a jackass, asshole police officer coming at you and just talking to you in a way where you're not going to like it. That's happened to me before. But if you can be calm and collected, it doesn't matter what happens. It's going to be in your favor, at least this way. Number one, goes to court, whatever it is, you're going to look more calm and collected. You're going to look more credible. Once you lose your cool, you're just going to lose credibility as well. You could be right. And being right doesn't always mean you're going to stay right. A lot of folks are in the right and they get really upset, emotional, and they start arguing with the police officer on the side of the road, and they actually get in the wrong. Some of them just get into a tussling match with a police officer, get resisting charges, or God forbid, some of them get shot. Like bad things actually happen. It escalates over there, and it's he or she is the cop. She's got the authority there, and she or he is going to win. Don't do that. Argue your case in court, whatever it may be. I know us humans, we just want, when we're right, we just want to be able to tell our cases, right? No, you're wrong. This is not how it is. This is private property, this and that.
Why you call me?
Okay. Are you employed?
Yourself.
Is that company or any?
That's some capital F yourself.
Okay.
Capital F. In case you can't spell either. I know you dumb barely got an education.
You can say all of those things. You can actually tell your case to a police officer or law enforcement official, whoever they are, by staying calm and collected. Because you arguing is certainly not going to solve any problems. In fact, it's going to affect the officer's ego, which we all have it, guys. So cops are human too, and nobody wants to look wrong and look like an idiot. That cop is going to dig his or her heels, and they're just going to stand their ground a lot even tougher. So just be calm and collected. Tell your case. Hey, officers, I wasn't speeding. No, I wasn't that person. No, here's the information. Okay, well, I'm explaining you my case, sir. All right, I understand. Look, stay calm and collected. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. At worst, you can argue your case in court. At the very, very worst, guys, like best case scenario, actually, when you go to court in front of a jury, when you look all calm and collected, you're going to look better. When things go on YouTube, okay, how many times have we seen a police officer is clearly in the wrong and the person who's in the right screaming and yelling, doing a bunch of stuff, and people are just talking a lot of shit to that person too because they couldn't keep their cool. So don't argue in any way, shape, or form. It's going to look better on you almost every single time. So let's move on to number one. And number one is going to be, guys, do not volunteer information. People step on their own dicks all the time by just volunteering information. Now, some of my cop friends, police officer friends, which 95% of them are, they're not going to like this. That, you're telling people not to talk to us. That's kind of what I'm saying. Yeah, when you volunteer information, a lot of times it could be used against you. I mean, look at the Miranda rights. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Officers openly say this when they read the rights of an individual who's in custody. What does that tell you? That's your right. Your right is to stay silent. And I highly recommend every single person to remain silent. Exercise your rights. And no police officer, no law enforcement official should get upset with you remaining silent. Now, I'm not saying, cooperate. Absolutely always cooperate with law enforcement. It goes a long way, all right? You can show them all the respect and still stay silent. I see those videos on the internet. People are just exercising their rights, and more power to them, but they're just being assholes about it. I don't like that. That's not for me. I don't recommend you be that way. You can still be very respectful. Officer, I respect what you do. I appreciate what you do here, but I choose to not provide any information that I don't have to. So if you want my name, my ID, there it is, this and that. Provide anything that you have to, your personal information, whatever. But anything about the case, whatever it may be, don't say anything. Your attorney is going to love you, by the way. Absolutely. Don't say anything. And it is very normal for us, if we haven't done anything, oh my God, no, it wasn't me. No, I was right there. Maybe you can say all those things, but if you see the police officers are coming at you with more stuff, ooh, you're investigating me? All right, I'm going to stay silent. Do what you have to do. Guys, this goes a long way. We've seen a lot of cases. With that being said, do not volunteer information. Be respectful. Absolutely cooperate. You can do all of that stuff, and the officer, detective, special agent, whoever they are, upset with you, where they really don't have integrity then. They don't respect your rights. And they shouldn't be in the profession. As much as, like, you know how many times I stopped a car? And by the way, I'm not, like, I wasn't this perfect cop either. I've made my mistakes, of course. But I've stopped cars before where the person didn't want me to search the car. And I really wanted to search it. I had this hunch that you could have guns or dope, whatever. And I didn't have a dog available. Dog came in, didn't alert, whatever. And guess what? Bye-bye. As much as I really want to get in there, he's got his rights. And that's beautiful in this country. Like freedom of speech. You should be able to tell me anything you want to tell me, and I should be able to fight for that, right? Because that's what freedom of speech is. That's another thing. Fourth Amendment rights, right? Unreasonable search and seizure. Well, guess what? Just because like Fifth Amendment rights, right? Self-incrimination. Just because we don't like you exercising that right doesn't mean we shouldn't respect it. All right? We should not be upset at you for exercising it. And anybody who does, well, I don't think they should be in the profession. Don't volunteer information.